Welcome to Banking Frontiers. I'm Manoj Agrawal, and today I am interviewing another Manoj, Mr. Manoj Viswanathan. He's the MD and CEO of Home First Finance. So, welcome, Manoj. We are going to talk today about some interesting topics like digital transformation, business growth, tie ups, etc. So, let's hear from Manoj Viswanathan what is happening in his company in these areas. Okay, Manoj. So, let's begin. Very simple.
Sure.
What is the impact of COVID lockdown on your business?
We are in the business of providing housing loans in the affordable segment, and so we have been in existence for about 10 years, and we deal with customers who are in the middle class segment. Both salaried and self-employed customers, who are mostly these are people who are buying their first homes. So COVID has impacted everybody, and so it has impacted our customers as well and our company as well. However, it's very heartening to see that our customer segment is quite resilient, to disruptions like COVID. So everybody was confused during this April and May period, but after that, from June onwards, people have gone back to their jobs, whether it is salaried or self-employed customers. So they have gone back to their livelihoods, and they have been paying their installments, from June onwards. So June, July, August, if you see, our recovery has been continuously improving, and a lot of customers have also come back. Given a moratorium period for customers, right, up to 31st of August. So some customers initially availed the moratorium because their business and income had got impacted. However, many customers came back to us, by August, September, saying that they don't want to avail the moratorium; they would rather pay off the previous installments. So that was very heartening, and so we continue to see that behavior from our customers. So while they are now from October onwards, from September onwards, they are paying the regular installments because the moratorium period is over now, and they are also trying to catch up with their previous installments and clear off the moratorium. So that's what we are seeing.
So, what percentage
Um,
of your customers are now coming towards regular behavior?
so if you look at September, the results have been really good. So almost 95% of our customers have paid their installments in September.
Okay.
Um, and October we think should be a little better because the initial clearance, of the when we have a clearing process, right? Every month in the beginning of the month,
Okay.
there is a customers' accounts get debited for their installments. So that clearance rate is slightly better than even September. In October, that's what we're seeing.
And how's the inquiries coming? How's the inquiry pipeline?
So business started coming back from June onwards. April, May was quite low. But from June onwards, the business started coming back. So June was about 30-40% of the pre-COVID levels.
Uh-huh.
And then now, June, July, August, September. In October, we are expecting it to reach about 80%, 80% of pre-COVID levels. That's how we are seeing the business coming in. New business, new originations, as well as disbursals. So around 80% of the prior to COVID levels is where it should be.
That's good. And any particular geographies where the new business is stronger? So, which geographies are you seeing more opportunities now?
See, again, I think, at least post-COVID, everything has been a function of, how COVID has impacted the cities. So some of the cities got impacted more. For example, Bombay, Pune, Delhi, etc. The number of infections, number of cases has been quite high. So these are the cities that have got impacted the most, even from a business perspective. Otherwise, if you see the rest of the country, we are seeing almost a uniform level of demand getting created in almost all the other parts. So
Okay.
you can say Pune and Delhi are to some extent impacted more, and the business has not come back to that extent. But all other parts of the country are almost uniformly, coming back and recovering quite fast.
So, where do you get more of your business? Big cities, medium cities, small towns?
We get our business from the top 50 cities in the country, and these are basically from the periphery of the cities. So these are
Okay.
not the central part of the city because those are the expensive parts.
Hmm.
So the periphery part of the city. So then the new developing areas, the new emerging areas of the city. That's where we get our business from. So that's
Okay.
where we find our middle class customers trying to build their homes or buy new apartments.
After the COVID crisis, have you changed any of your products or launched new products?
So we have not changed the products as such. It's just that I think as a matter of good precaution, we are just evaluating a little more stringently.
Okay.
During the COVID period. So some of the segments or sectors, employment sectors which are impacted more, like travel sector, hospitality sector. These kind of sectors, we are being very careful in our evaluation of the customer.
Okay.
Otherwise, the customer is the same, the product is the same. So we are basically in affordable housing, so which is loans for building or buying a house between 5 to 25 lakhs. That's our product. And largely we deal with first-time home buyers, and typically customers who have income of between 20 to 40,000, 50,000 rupees a month. So that's been the segment and the product. That's what we are sticking to, and it's a very large market, and so we've been in the business for quite a long time.
And how has your approach to sales and marketing changed? Or do you think it will change once business, gets back to normal? What was your earlier approach? What might be your new approach?
I think things are returning back to normal. So in terms of an approach, I think slowly things will migrate back to our earlier methods. It's just that because of the restrictions, lockdown, etc., we can't have large gatherings, right? And so as much of customer interactions that we used to have earlier is not possible now. So earlier, for example, we used to do loan melas, loan camps, etc.
Okay.
So the customers would come, and we would counsel them, about their requirements, etc. So that those kind of gatherings are not possible any longer. So mass marketing events are not possible any longer. At least till the time this COVID is there. So it's more of one-to-one, direct marketing, that is getting us the business, and through referrals, and our channel partners, etc. So though they are the ones who are bringing the business, more business now during this COVID period.
Now, the financial sector has been undergoing a lot of digital transformation, especially the banks. What is the digital transformation journey like at your organization so far? And what do you expect in the next, 6 to 12 months?
So Home First has always been quite at the forefront of the digital experience, and digital process. So almost, since the time we started, we have adopted a cloud-based, strategy for, storing our data, for processing, and for the applications and everything.
Okay.
Which is one of the reasons why when this lockdown was announced, nothing really changed for us. Very quickly everybody was able to just start working from home, because we always used to work out of the the database which was on the cloud. So it doesn't really matter whether we were sitting in office or any other place. We could quickly log in and start working. So it was not really a disruptive event for us. I mean, it was just that people started working from home. That's all. That was the only difference. People just stopped coming to office, and they were working on the same system. They were working on their same laptops, sitting out of home. So the disruption was very minimal for us in that sense, in terms of application processing, disbursals, etc. So the digital, so the digital journey that we started almost 8 years ago, that helped us during this disruption.
Okay.
Similarly, payment side, again, we are almost 95, 97%. We collect everything electronically. There is no cash collection as such. There is no physical collection as such. So that helped us during this period, because it was difficult for us to go meet customers, collect money, etc. And nobody also wanted to meet during this period because of social distancing norms, etc.
Right.
So again, our electronic payment methods helped us a lot. So people could just, through NEFT or Google Pay or through any of these methods, they could just transfer money to us. So that also helped during this whole period.
Interesting. Does your organization do a lot of software development in-house, or do you prefer to use ready-made products available in the market?
So we do a lot of our work in-house. Our app development, the applications that customers use and our internal people also use. So a lot of that is developed in-house.
Okay.
So we have a team that works on all of that. We also use cloud-based platform called Salesforce.com, on which our applications are hosted.
Okay.
But yes, a lot of the development and modifications etc. happen in house.
And who are your main technology partners? And
Yeah,
I
so main
also want
technology partners, like I said, are is Salesforce.com. So where we host our application is hosted on Salesforce.com. Um, Besides that, we also work with Amazon Web Services. Where a lot of our applications are hosted.
okay. So these are your two primary partners. Okay.
Yeah.
And in terms of development tools, what do you normally use? Java or Python or I don't know, something else?
So we use, so for machine learning, we are, applications, etc. So we use a number of machine learning techniques. So Python, etc. forms part of that.
Okay.
And otherwise, the latest, for mobile applications, we use the latest technologies over there. For our own internal loan processing and application processing, like I mentioned, we use Salesforce platform, and for our database hosting the database, etc., we use Amazon.
And your collections is also part of your in-house package, part of your loan
That's right. So
management.
everything is, yeah, as part of the application software that we use.
Okay.
So the collections and everything is hosted there.
So
Yeah.
you talked about development happening in-house. So how big is your IT team? What are the key
We
skills?
have a 15-member team in house. About 15 members we have in house in our IT team.
Okay. Any plans to hire more or that's
Yeah,
continuing?
so we are enhancing the team. We are adding more people because we want to be. I mean, we are a tech-focused company, and is looking for new emerging areas to adopt. So we are enhancing the technology team. You know,
So what kind
so
of
that
new
we are.
technologies are you looking at, like blockchain or API or I don't know, something else?
Yeah, so new technology, in terms of new technologies, since collaboration is the is the in thing to do, in the coming months, coming years. So a lot of the applications are API based.
Okay.
That we are certain applications that we consume are API based applications.
Oh,
Similarly, we are also looking at hosting some. API-based applications to our partners. So where they can provide us leads, etc.
okay, okay. So who are some of your key partners in this process, and what kind of business comes from them?
So one, for example, I mean, so there are some fintech players with whom we have a partnership for providing leads to us.
Okay,
So, for example, Paisa Bazaar. So, a lot of customers log into Paisa Bazaar. They want a home loan, and then Paisa Bazaar passes on the lead to us,
okay,
uh, right? So, similarly, we have tie-ups with other fintech players. Some of the payment banks, like Airtel Payment Bank, we have a tie-up. We have a tie-up with Paytm.
okay,
So, these are some of the large fintech players with whom we have a tie-up. So anybody who logs into their application, and wants a home loan, they will be sent to home first. So
okay.
that's the partnership that we have. So we are tying up with more and more players to, ensure that anybody who wants a home loan and who's accessing some other application, they will, they can be sent to us.
But
Um,
typically, big players like this would have multiple partnerships, right? Multiple lenders, NBFCs, housing finance companies.
They do have multiple lenders for their, prime segment. So larger ticket sizes, larger loan ticket sizes.
Oh,
Uh, Whereas in affordable housing, they don't have too many players. They may be having. I'm not aware of it. They may be having other tie-ups, but it's not that common
I see.
to
Okay.
multiple tie-ups in affordable housing.
So, what is your geographical coverage in the country so far, and any expansion plans?
Yeah, so geographical coverage. So we actually cover almost, you can say 70% of the country's GDP in terms of the states. So all the larger states, which are large contributors to GDP, we cover. So just to take a few names from the north, if you see, starting from Delhi, Rajasthan, then Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra,
Uh-huh.
UP, part of UP we cover, and then four southern states: Telangana, AP, Karnataka, and Tamil Nadu. So all of these states put together actually contribute about 70% of the country's GDP.
Okay.
So we are basically focused on the larger states and the larger contributors to the GDP, more industrialized, more urbanized states of the country, because that's where the demand for affordable housing is coming up.
So, which one state is your biggest contributor to business?
So Gujarat is our largest contributor.
Okay.
Yeah, so we have a very deep presence in Gujarat. We cover almost 15 cities there, and also extended areas. So Gujarat, we are a large player in Gujarat. We are probably the market leader there in terms of affordable housing loans.
And as far as expansion, are you opening, targeting to get into newer cities, or you want to open more branches in existing places where you can
We are doing
tap
both.
more?
So yeah, so wherever there is more potential, we are opening more branches. So for example, in Jaipur we have opened another branch. In Coimbatore we are opening another branch. In Ahmedabad we are opening another branch. So cities which have potential, we are opening more branches. Plus we are also expanding our radius of operation from the city. So covering a larger geography from the main city, so that we are able to access all the satellite towns in and around the main city. So both types of expansion we are undertaking this year.
Okay. And how many branches do you have as of now? And how many cities do you cover?
70 branches. We have 70 physical branches.
Okay.
70 physical branches. And we this year we plan to take it up to around 80 branches.
A lot of NBs, FCs are now getting into what is called direct assignment, where they sell off some of the portfolio to a larger bank or some other buyer, so that they can focus on more customer acquisition using their capital. Is that something your organization does?
Yeah, we also sell some of our portfolio to a couple of our banking partners.
Okay.
And but we normally do about say 20% of our AUM is the kind of number that we have in our mind. So
Okay.
80% continues to remain on our book, and 20% is what we are looking at doing through direct assignment. So that ratio, I think will maintain going forward. Say
Okay.
about 20-25% is what we will do through direct assignment.
And
Um,
in general, is there a good market for selling such assets?
There is a good, yeah. There is a. It's not a very deep market, but there is a good market for good quality companies and good quality portfolio.
Okay. Okay. So, what's the final question? What is the overall perspective on 2021, assuming things do get back to normal? We bring the virus problem under control.
Yeah. So I think the overall perspective is that we need to learn to live with the virus, and which is what we are also as a company learning to do. So we have to take the precautions, wear the masks, maintain the distancing, etc. Right, and ensure that there is minimal impact, to people from a safety perspective, and also keep running the business. So that's really the outlook that we have on how things are going to pan out. And Overall, while it was a tough experience last 6 months, I think we have come out of it, nicely.
Thank you very much for all those insights and perspectives. Wish you and your team all the best for the year ahead. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Manoj.